All right, all right, all right. Hey, just start the video. Do you know where that came from? That's actually those were Matthew McConaughey's first lines that he ever recorded. He got just like picked out of the random to do like this little scene. I can't remember exactly which movie it was, but those were the first words that he actually said online as an actor. And anyway, it's become iconic from that. So anyway, little trivia to start with. Hey, it's been a little while since I have done a live video, so I wanted to come on here and get back into the habit of doing that again. And wanted to talk today about liking versus loving and tell you a little something that I do in that way. So, but before we get there, I want to start off with some gratitude because it's Monday and it's always good to feel grateful. Today, I feel grateful and I want to just share a few things that I'm grateful for. If you're listening to this live or you listen to it afterwards, type in the comments below some of the things that you're grateful for as well. So, anyway, here we go. It's a little bit colder here now. It was down in the 30s this morning. Brr. And for those of you that have followed me for a while, I have some different facial hair going on. I'm playing with my beard a little bit different. So here you go. This is what I've got today. I've got the I don't know if it's the homeless man look or what it is, but anyway, here we go. So gratitude. So today I posted a picture from my walk and said a couple things that I'm grateful for there. One, that, hey, I live in a place where there's literally world-class trails. And within just a few minutes, I can be to any of these trails that millions of people a year come all the way to Sedona to enjoy, and I can enjoy them every single day. So the last couple of days I've done that. I can walk out my front door and literally within just a few minutes be on one of the trails that's near my house. And so I've just started incorporating that into my my morning walk, which is kind of nice. So not only do I get to get a little exercise, but I also get to enjoy the Buena Vistas. For those of you that are a little Spanish in there for you, if you know what that means. Buena Vista, beautiful views, right? So I'm grateful that I have the ability to do that. I'm grateful that I have the ability, that I have a body that actually allows me the opportunity to walk, right? I've got two legs that work. I've got a body that's healthy for the most part. So I can actually get out and go for a walk each day and enjoy this morning the crisp, clean air here in northern Arizona. So grateful for that. It's a little bit chillier here. And, I could complain about it, but I'm not going to. Why? Because I'm grateful that it's getting colder. Okay. When I first moved here, it was, it was like 110 almost the whole first month that I moved here. So I didn't complain about the heat then. I'm not going to complain about the cold now. And instead, I'm going to be grateful, right? I'm grateful that I have clothes, right? I get a wool shirt on here and I've got my little pullover hoodie on. I can even put up my hood if I want to, if I'm a little bit extra cold, right? So I'm grateful that I have clothes to wear, right? Are you grateful that you have clothes to wear? I think today in our disposable society, I think clothes are something that we actually take for granted. But if you go back even just, not too long ago to my parents' or grandparents' day, they maybe only had 3 or 4 sets of clothes. And how many are in your closet? And trust me, I know, having moved, how many clothes I've gotten rid of. In fact, I dropped off 2 boxes at one of the donation places here this weekend. But I'm grateful for the clothes that I have. I'm grateful also, get this, that I've had to buy new clothes, right? Now, why am I grateful that I had to buy new clothes? Because I've lost over 60 pounds. So from the time when I was my heaviest a few years ago until now, I've had to buy some new clothes because my clothes were too big for me. In fact, this sweatshirt that I got from a company called Fundamental Coast, they don't give me anything, but I really like their some of their products. And so I actually had to order some new sweatshirts. So the sweatshirts that I had were a large, and they were getting too big on me. And so I ordered some mediums. And what was nice is actually the person in customer service from that company reached out to me and said, Mr. Mefford, we noticed last time you ordered that you ordered a different size and wanted to make sure that you had ordered the right size this time and it wasn't a mistake. And so thankfully, I could respond back and say, thanks for reaching out. That's great customer service. So I'm grateful for that. But I was able to tell her, I've shed some pounds. I've released some weight. And so I need a smaller size. Right. Great. Hey, that's wonderful. That's something to be grateful about. Right. So little things that we can be grateful for every single day. Those are just a few for me today. Okay. And there's more. And like I said, if you're listening to this live, or even if you're listening to it later, type down in the comments some of the things that you are grateful for, because it does a lot of things. Okay. Publicly, me coming on here and saying things out loud is good for me. It makes me feel good, even if nobody's listening and nobody hears it. Why? Because I can think it in my head, but if I say it out of my mouth, it means more. And it actually, it feels different than if I just think it. So just saying it out loud, and I live by myself. So I talk to myself all the time, but usually inside my head, right? And so this is an opportunity for me to vocalize it. Now, it helps me, but it also helps other people, right? Because if you're listening to this, maybe you're one of those people that's sitting there and going, wow, I hadn't thought about that for a while, but I am grateful that I have clothes, right? And so again, maybe it starts helping you become more aware of some of the things that you're grateful for as well. Because the more time that we can spend every day in some of these higher level, higher consciousness emotions, the better we are. And the better the world is as well, because we're actually emanating that out to other people as well. And I'll just be sharing more probably about that in the future. Okay. Now, it's been a little while since I've done some live videos, and maybe I'll talk about that later. Maybe I won't. You'll have to stay tuned. But I got a little distracted the last month or so. There's some reasons for it, but there's really no excuses for it. And so I'm back here now. Here's my first live of this week. Let's see how many I can get done this week. Okay. So, but the next thing, and what I kind of talked about at the beginning, is liking versus loving. Okay. And I know, I've been on social media for a long time, and I have a love-hate relationship with social media, right? I usually like to post things out, but I don't spend as much time on here as other people do. Because when I come out, I usually want to post content, or I like to do what I call kind of spreading the love. Okay. And so what that looks like for me is, when I have a few minutes and I want to go through and do this, I will go to Facebook or I'll go to LinkedIn, and I'll actually go through my feed and I'll read what people are saying, not with the intention of trying to get anything, but just to support and help and share love with people that are out there. Because I know there's a lot of people that are lonely. Sometimes I feel lonely, right? And so sometimes when we post on social media, it helps us feel a little bit better when we know that somebody actually read and liked or loved our posts. Okay. And, when social media first came out, Facebook, I think, did this first. I don't know if I'm right or wrong on that, but whatever. Most people, they did kind of the like button to begin with. And I remember I was excited when they actually added other ways that you could respond, right? Like funny, haha, or angry, or care, or love. And so I love that, because we can now send love instead of like. Okay. And again, loving other people and loving yourself is one of the best things that you can do for yourself and for this planet, which means If you have the opportunity to like something or you have the opportunity to love something, why wouldn't you choose to love it instead of like it? Okay, that's the way I feel. So if I'm going to read something, I'm going to love it. If I love it. If I don't, I'm probably just going to scroll on past. And again, there's a lot of stuff in my feed I don't like, I don't love. It's stuff trying to sell me shit that I don't need, or it's people, talking about how much weight they've lost and buy my program bullshit. Okay, I don't need it. I don't want it. But when somebody posts something that actually means something to me, and I take the time to read it, I'm going to love it. And if I can think of a thoughtful comment within a few seconds, I will actually leave a thoughtful comment. Okay. Because that's who I am. I'm a thoughtful kind of person. If I can't think of something or can't think of something witty or something sincere to be able to help the other person with, then I'm probably going to like or love and scroll by. Right. But if I can think of something, then I'm going to usually do that. So that's what I talk about with loving things on social media instead. Now, like and love, okay? A lot of people don't understand love in this world, and that's okay, right? Because, as we evolve and we understand love more, the more we can love. And love is not just romantic kind of stuff, right? But there's lots of different kinds of love as well. I think the Greeks had 8 different definitions for love that we use one word in English. It shows how much the English language has gotten dumbed down, by the way. But anyway, it's important to love, but what's also important is to like those that you love. Okay, because again, you can like somebody and not love them. You can love somebody and not like them. What's great is when you love someone and you also like them. That's a great feeling to have, right? Because not only do you love the person, but you like them as well. So anyway, little bit for today that I wanted to get into on this live, and just some things for you to think about, right? Liking versus loving, trying to be more loving yourself, and trying to show more gratitude as well. And so with that, it's almost 4:30 here my time, which means I'm going to shut off for now because I think I'm actually going to go watch Monday Night Football tonight. I don't think I've watched any live games so far this year, and I think I'm going to do that. So as a reminder, if you've watched this whole video, thank you for hanging out with me. And do me a favor, just type some things in the comments below that you're grateful for. It will help you, but it will also help other people who might come upon this post and see some of the things that you're grateful for and might say, hey, you know what? I'm grateful for that too. So happy Monday, everybody. We'll see you on the next live.